Cohesion and I, we did a ghost tour in 2010. Was that about when we came here the first time? About 2010. It was really cool. So here we are 14 years later. Let's see what else is out there now. But we went through a cemetery the last time, and this is how long ago it was. We actually brought a camera, and the battery died while we were walking through a cemetery. And as soon as we got out of the cemetery, it came full power again. So we'll see what happens today. Good evening. We're downtown and we are getting ready to go on a haunted ghost tour. So the pickup point is in front of the King Kamehameha statue, which is right across the way from the palace. So we're gonna go and check out the hauntings and horror stories of Honolulu's horrific pasts. So let's go check out the ghost tour. When we did the haunted ghost tour in Oahu, we started off at the palace. The palace was a place of a lot of contention when Hawaii was taken over, and the queen, after the coup, was kept in a room at the top of the palace. Now, it is said that the guards will find the door open for that room at night when nobody's there. There are things called night watchers, and in this building that we went to, there was a woman who saw the night watchers, and they saw her. The next day she was dead. Fast forward a few months, a fellow co-worker heard the night watchers coming and hid, and as she peeked out of the door, she saw the employee that died at the end of the procession. The post office is said to be haunted by a postal worker. This postal worker was killed, and when they opened up his belongings, they found 11,000 pieces of mail hidden in a locker. It is said that when the boss came to tell them about Bob, who died, they thought it was a cruel joke because they saw Bob working earlier in the morning. But Bob was killed the evening before, and the supervisor had to identify the body because Bob, the postal worker, had no family. The banyan trees were planted for the children. It is believed that this is a place for children's spirits to come and join other children's spirits, and it's said that you can hear kids laughing, playing, screaming, and crying at the banyan trees. At the cemetery, it is said that you can smell tobacco from being smoked by a king, and that kids haunt this place as well. There are over 600 bodies that were found during an excavation when they were expanding the church. These graves were unmarked and no one knows who's in them. City Hall, our final stop, is a hotbed in the basement. It was used as a temporary morgue after the attacks of Pearl Harbor. It is said you can hear screaming and moaning in the basement. Additionally, upstairs, there are 2 women and a young girl that haunt this building. The 3rd floor has a high turnover rate because of the hauntings. They'll hear a girl playing and 2 angry women screaming. Well, that completes our time getting haunted, if you will, on Honolulu. And oh yes, and
I got my ghost. I found my ghost.
She found her ghost finally. Boo for me, right? So check out the video. Let me know if you see something I don't. The EMF detector is kind of going off a lot, so I just recorded in that general area, so maybe you'll see something. So this is our 2nd tour that we've taken in Honolulu. The first one was about 10 years or so ago. I guess about 14 years ago now. And they got a little bit more into detail as far as going to more haunted buildings, going into depth about where some plagues and epidemics and stuff like that happened, where tens of thousands of people died, actually walked through cemeteries and stuff like that. So it's interesting to get both perspectives, but if you're on limited time, it's basically the same block, starting at the King Kamehameha statue, going over to the palace, going over to the post office, going to the courthouse, going to the church down the street, crossing the street, and going over to City Hall, and then back over to the palace. So if you don't have time to do it on your own, or you just want to do it during the day so you don't get scared, that's basically the route that was taken today. So, pretty good though, right? Yeah. First time we ever had an EMF detector.
Yeah.
Yeah, so pretty cool, pretty cool. So did a good job.